Welcome to Inside Plug, the podcast where independent creators and entrepreneurs connect and inspire. I'm your host, Devon Jones. Today on our show, we have a special guest, Dr. Michael Copeland. He's an author and an entrepreneur. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Devon. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Oh, wow. You have a big load of skill sets here, an entrepreneur and an author, but you're also a doctor. So you might have to help me out here. We're going to have to figure out, how did all this come about? So how was early life on for Dr. Michael Copeland?
So early life on was nothing short of a blessing. I came from two highly educated parents who believed in the true value of education, raised my siblings and I to definitely believe in the value of ourselves and going out there and being bold and walking into your future boldly, and definitely embracing every opportunity. We were all raised to go to college, pursue education, get degrees, get careers, start families. So definitely had a great foundation there growing up. Of course, definitely experienced some challenges growing up. Had a learning disability, had some mental health challenges, suicide survivor. So definitely have a lot of have a deep past that has definitely brought me to where I am. Um, After my suicidal attempt, I gave my life back to Christ and got saved, and that's really where my passion started. I after that point, it was after high school, so I had transferred to college shortly after the incident, and I really just started really honing in on my future. I knew I wanted to be an educator. I knew I wanted to give back to youth, especially those who are suffering from similar circumstances. And that's really where I found my passion, was on the college campus of Central State University, joining the urban education department and working with inner city youth in the summer, through camps and through internships, through some of the worst neighborhoods and populations in Dayton, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. But those youth came to us with all types of different things on their chest, but it really put things in perspective. My issues weren't that big, compared to what they were going through. And I definitely wanted to continue to be on this path to help students who were struggling, not just with academics, not just with mental health, but just with life overall. We've had students who couldn't cut the lights on, because mom didn't have a job, or somebody needed food. So honing in on what was important and putting it into perspective. And I knew I wanted my career to be in helping others meeting those outside barriers to education. So that's kind of where the story begins in a nutshell.
Awesome, awesome. I love to hear all that, and thank you again for sharing those obstacles that you had to overcome. And yes, this society need more people like you, to go through those mental health experiences and just to battle it and just to fight through it. That takes a lot of courage, and we're glad that you're still here, because you're able to. This actually goes into the title of your book. I'm going to give it away earlier than The Journey of One Determined Educator. And that just, it describes you. You were determined to be educated and, make an impact, and you are doing it. But before we get into your book, so you're in college, and what was your major in college, and how was that experience for you?
My major in college was actually special education, and it was amazing. I mean, it led to so many different things for me, which included the urban education department, which led to the camps that I just briefly described. So it led to a lot of different experiences. Had a lot of great professors that poured into me. I didn't get, not to brag, but just a testimony. I didn't get anything less than a 3.3 or 3.5 the entire time I was there. I mean, that is a testament to my professors, a testament to the university, and a testament to the type of things we were learning to make us as students want to be there. Like I was always finding myself in class, like in the front row, like, ready to learn, whereas in high school, I skip class, did all type of things, reckless behavior, graduated with a 2.2 nothing. So I really changed my entire trajectory, going to college, and that was the good Lord. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Love that. Definitely a blessing. All right, so now we're gonna jump into your book. When did the concept and the idea for this book came about? The journey of one determined educator.
So if you had asked me even 2 or 3 years ago, no, like 3 years ago, are you gonna write a book? I would have been looked at you like, what? So this actually started in the summer of 2023. I had reached a kind of a stagnant point in my life. I was overweight, I was a little bit depressed, stressed, and I had a visit from my mentor who happened to come in town for another event. But I hadn't seen him in years, and we had caught up. And he knows me very well. I've known him for over 18 years. So he had said to me when he saw me, Mike, I know something's wrong, and I know you got to change some things. So kind of just being that mentor mentee relationship. Kind of, we just was talking to me about things, and um, one thing he said to me was, "Tell your story." Mike, you need to write. Tell your story. Remember the camps that we were. So my mentor actually was part of the camps that was describing. He was actually the consultant for the camp. That's how I first met my mentor. So he had told me, write your story, tell your story. Start with the camps. Start with your suicidal testimony. All the way into your education. You know, and at first I was like, writing a book, that ain't me. But then when I started writing the book, when I started writing other chapters, I said, "Huh, okay, this is, okay, it's kind of therapeutic." And then it took me about 7 to 8 months, so from summer of '23 to about spring of '24, April, late April, I finished it, and, I published it May 1st. And little did I know that, it would be worthy of award. I just thought to myself, "Well, I published it. What do I do now?" So I kept seeing all these awards, and I just said, "Well, what do I have to lose? At least, I mean, all I can do is say no." So I put in God's hands, applied, and ended up getting 9 awards, including an Amazon bestseller. So the first award I got was International Impact, which that was the conference, and so that award gave me so much confidence that it like boosted me to want to apply for more awards. So at first I was so caught off guard when I got the first award, and I was invited to Phoenix, and I was invited to be on the red carpet. I'm like, huh, maybe I have something here. So it really gave me the confidence to apply for more awards and to do an Amazon bestseller launch, which my book hit Amazon bestseller in 4 different categories. So the book has been doing very well as far as accolades. So I'm definitely it's definitely gonna be up last year. And part two, uh, part two of the series is getting ready to drop in a couple weeks. So
Awesome, awesome. Congratulations again. That's so beautiful. All right. So so during your writing process of this book, The Journey of One Determined Educator, what would you say has been one of the obstacles that you had to overcome when it came down to writing this book?
So one of the obstacles, honestly, I'm self-published. I mean, that's an obstacle all by itself. So a lot of authors, will have publishing companies or they'll have ghostwriters. With me, it was just me. So going over doing all my editing, doing all my proofreading. I did use ChatGPT for editing and proofreading for support, of course. That was the only assistance I had. But of course, it was my story. A lot of people will use ChatGPT the wrong way. Tell your story, write your story, and then utilize ChatGPT for editing purposes only. That's how you're supposed to use it. So since I didn't have a ghostwriter, since I didn't have anybody helping me, of course, I would just type my story, and then I would let ChatGPT polish it up and make it look nice. But it was still my story. So with that being said, but even with that, you still gotta edit ChatGPT too, because so um so I guess the hardest part is just doing all the editing and proofreading and all the back and forth yourself. And then I contract with a guy on Fiverr, who does my manuscript once I'm done with my draft files. But even with him, I gotta make sure he does his part. Make sure that all his T's and I's are dotted, because these people on Fiverr will I mean, I got a great guy, love my guy, but if you're not careful, you know what I'm saying, they'll give you a product and you might see a mistake later on. you know what I'm saying, they're not necessarily checking for mistakes because they got all these different projects to work on. So you have to make sure that they check their work too. So checking your work, checking their work, doing all the back and forth and all the edits yourself has been the most challenging. And then once the book is published, because you are self-published, marketing, so you got to do your own marketing. So I've had to figure out ways to market on my own. So that another reason why I went for all the awards. I had to build my own credibility. It's not just enough to make your book. You got to make it stand out. You got to make it be known. So all that is what I've been up against in this first year. But I have God, God has given me the strength to, adhere to every challenge, and to fight the best way I can. I'm on Ingram Spark, which is my book on multiple platforms. I've contracted with multiple review companies. I've done trailers. The International Impact led to an entrepreneurship leadership class that I take every week, and they've been teaching me different routines and strategies to help grow the book. I've been utilizing that. They also did my bestseller launch. So I've been doing everything I can as a self-published author to make my book grow, without the help of an actual company. So that has been the biggest.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, if you guys out, if anyone out there is looking to write a book and get it out there, if you don't have a team, this is what you have to go through. But hey, if you stay committed, you never know, your book can be on that bestsellers list as well. And
And to
so,
that, oh, I'm sorry. To that
oh
end,
no,
so
no,
I have to interject real quick. To that end, I actually just started a business. Based off my first book. So Copeland Consults LLC. It's my consulting firm. It's been up for a year. I started the business shortly after I got my doctorate last year. Um, but the business helps aspiring authors to write their stories. So because I went through my journey of being a self-published author, now I started a business to help people become self-published authors. So taking them through the exact same process. And this business kind of started, well, this revamp of the business kind of started because people actually sought me out, asking me like, what did you do? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? And so I started getting clientele before I even launched the business. I just launched the business last week on my birthday, on the 24th. So now I'm circulating the business to the public, but I'm starting to get clients, and people are starting to really, want to write their stories. Was able to start um, the help of a great team. I've got a great team, got an awesome creative director and awesome photographer. Definitely you definitely can't do this by yourself. So you have to create an awesome team that has your back. And so once you get the right people and work with and get the right team, and then have things in place, you can make this work on your own as a self-published author. So my business teaches about that. It teaches how to become a self-published author, how to write your book, but also what to do once you publish your book. So we offer a variety of services depending on what the customer would like. We have a website and everything that offers more information. But yeah, between the book and the business, I'm definitely am trying to give myself more exposure out there. So thank you for this opportunity today.
awesome, awesome. No, thank you. Happy belated birthday. And then also, how can people connect with you in your business? Where can they find you at?
So they can find me at www.copelandconsultsllc.com. Um, they can find me on Instagram, The Determined Educator or Copeland Consults. They can find me on Facebook, The Journey of One Determined Educator, or Michael Copeland under the Copeland Consults, what's got the Copeland Consults logo as a profile picture. So I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. So I have my website is easily on Google. If you Google my name, you can even find all the listings of where I'm at as well. So um, definitely, I encourage you to reach out if you have that book idea that you just haven't written down yet, or if you have a book that you've written out but haven't gotten it published, or need help finding a way to get it published. We can take care of you.
Awesome. And we'll get that link in the description so everyone has a chance to check it out. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about the Impact Conference. That's where you say you received your first award. You get the book. How was that experience?
So that experience was phenomenal. It was like an author's Hollywood. I mean, the pictures and uh all the stuff that I was seeing online before I went to Phoenix was already like, wow, what am I getting ready to come to? And it did not disappoint. Like it was exactly what I saw, if not even better. So it was amazing. Nim Stant is incredible. She has started an incredible business. Her team is incredible, so professional. It was really, they literally roll out the red carpet for us. I was honored to be a VIP guest, and I gave a speech at the dinner and on my book, and I was interviewed by ABC and LA Tribune, and it was really phenomenal. It was like, it was surreal. Um, I I got so much public- publicity from it that when I returned home, one of my one a local magazine that is very well known in Cleveland, Code Magazine was like, "We got to do a story on you." So that's just an example of what that opportunity led to. It led to other things, that got my book out there with more exposure. And I'm grateful for all of it. It was all divinely aligned by the Lord, and I'm grateful for it. It was a great experience.
Awesome, awesome. I love to hear that. So now you have The Journey of One Determined Educator. The book is out. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Nobles. You got the website going. What's next?
And I also have my online bookstore too. I just created my online bookstore, books on books.by by Dr. Copeland. So Books by is now an official bookstore where all my books will be purchased. A lot. Well, there's a few things that are out there next. I mean, I kind of already gave away the new book writing service that I just mentioned. So that's always going to be next. And then I'm going to be dropping part two in a couple of weeks. So that's next. I have myself and about 14 other authors have been working on an anthology for the past 3 months. So we're getting ready to drop that later on this spring. I just accepted the Pencraft Award, so that's also on the book. Award number 9 for Best Book winner 2025. So I'll be honored in Las Vegas for that on April 28th. So that's next. After that, I plan after that, and after we drop these two books, I plan on starting webinar trainings, all inclusive trainings that will that are for authors or aspiring authors. So and then there's other things too. I've started a fourth book that I've started to write. So that'll be forthcoming down the road this year. And then there's the opportunities are endless. So there's other things that I'm working on that I really can't talk about yet. And so I'm definitely excited for what this year can bring. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Definitely looking forward to those other books and part two. All right. So we're at that point of the interview where I usually ask all the guests this question. What is a book, a TV show, or a film that you recommend to aspiring authors or even entrepreneurs?
Oh, I recommend the book called Prosper Me. The 35 Universal Laws on How to Make Money Work for You. That is a book that I just completed by Dr. Victoria Rader. And I got this book at the conference. Speaking of the Impact Conference, I got this book at the conference. I met this author through the conference connection. So, and I just completed it. It's taught me so many ways on how to save money and on how to build a hopeful future. And I just gained so much from the book. And I definitely recommend it to any entrepreneur, anybody, period, who just wants to start a prosperous future.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it all. Um, so ladies and gentlemen, filmmakers, authors, entrepreneurs, this has been our episode of Inside Plug. We had Dr. Michael Copeland. He shared about his book, The Journey of One Determined Educator. Remember, don't forget, it's on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and all other bookstores. And then also he have his website. I'll make sure I put the link in the description so you guys can check it out. And the book Prosper Me. Check that book out as well. Michael, thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing part two of that book.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. It's been enjoyable. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone. This has been Devon Jones, Inside Plug, signing out.